All right, another a third area to consider would be this IXL.com. I really haven't signed up for an account for this, so I'm going to sign up for one to see what it looks like. Um, no, I'm not going to sign up for a trial. It's a 30-day one. If I'm going to try it out, I want to actually be still in school. So that's what they're offering. Go back a page here. Since I'm an upper level math teacher, I just want to show you some of the things they have. So here we are on that pre-calculus. I'm going to look domain and range. Okay. Click on that. Awesome. Right there. Logarithmic function. Okay. And you get to talk about high level notation. These are all good things for me. This is another resource that just needs to be investigated and thought out about how we could get it delivered to students, then also give teachers the opportunity to help structure a common 4-year math plan instead of a segmented single year, I got to worry about me and only me kind of math plan, to be, I guess, more universal in math instruction, and give you opportunities to do quick reviews, because you could just make a generic Quizlet, a generic I guess multiple choice test generator. Use one of the software programs, Pull Anywhere, TI Inspire stuff, any form of digital interaction, be it through Quizlet, be it through Kahoot, be it through TI Inspire, be it through some other Web 2.0 quiz tool. All you have to do is take screenshots of these pictures and do a short quiz. If you want to go through the trouble of answering questions, I'm going to make the view a little bit smaller so I can actually see the whole question at the same time. Okay, I like the fact that it's got some time over here. It shows me I've been dawdling. Okay, so I believe they're asking about domain. I know that this dotted line is an asymptote at 0 because this is the function, this is a logarithmic function. Since it goes through 1, I'm suspecting that this is, it possibly just be log of x, without knowing for certain another point. I guess I could guesstimate, but I don't want to do that. Kind of looks like log base 10 because this could be 10-1. Okay, so log base 10 is nice. Okay, I can't really say for certain because I'd have to be told directly those 2 points. So I know that the domain for logarithmic functions that haven't had a horizontal shift left past the y-axis is the y-axis, which is the line x equals 0. You cannot include 0, so that's a good detractor to put first. All real numbers is always popular for kids when they have functions that have infinity involved in them. This one doesn't have infinity in both directions. It does have infinity in relationship to y, but not in relationship to x. So we're looking for the ones that are strictly greater than 0, and that's the one that says x such that all x's are greater than 0. This is another wonderful opportunity that you can talk about advanced notation in classes that don't necessarily focus on it, but this is like an ACT prep review content. So there we go. I'm going to submit it. It's probably going to say good job. All right. We got an absolute value function here. I hope I could go all day. The fact that it's got the score over here, that's nice. One of the areas I would investigate is to see how much money that would cost. I believe that, off screen, off video, I'm going to look into that and put that in my presentation. Okay, but without paying a dime, just going to this website is a good idea. And you have such a wide range. So I'm going to go back to math. And look, that's like department level. Okay, since we were talking about, other things that are related like circles, I'm sure there's something about circles in here. I see quadratics, series and sequence. I just got done talking about series and sequence. I can get stuff for my class this week for this. In fact, I may look at it for some ideas for that. I teach statistics, so that's good. Statistics is an area where there's not a lot of stuff out there for people to use. That's good. And I believe the IXL people are doing a pretty good job. I guess what I was looking for was conic sections. I'm having a hard time seeing it. It may be like hiding somewhere. But conic sections would be an area that I'd be interested in. Polar form, I just got done talking about polar. I mean, there's all kinds of things I use in my class right now that I'd say are a good idea. It looks like they have this different set of codes. Earlier this year, we talked about triangles with Heron's formula, circles, trig functions. There's got to be some circle stuff in there. Trig identities, everybody's favorite, conic sections. Okay, so say I wanted to write the equation of circles in standards form. It's an area of circles that it should be easy, but it's not for some. Okay, I know this got a center at 0, 0, 4, -4. I've never done this program before, so if I was going to make sure I got this right, maybe I put the actual h coordinate in there. Okay, let's see what that little thing down there is. I think they're trying to tell me I need a 2. All right, so they're offering me that opportunity. X, okay, since it's -4, I don't know if it needs minus a minus. I'm going to write it there, but I might come back later and see that, do I need that? Okay, now they have a 1-to-1 scale, so I can tell the radius is 3. So I'm going to say 3 squared just to see, it in its truest standard form. So let's submit it. Sorry, incorrect. So what did I put? I put it with a minus sign there. So here's an area where you have to be careful. Okay, so I just found out that even though I wrote it correctly, and I did what I was supposed to, and I even followed what they did here, I mean, this is the answer, that it's going to flag it as a bad answer. Okay, so lesson learned. Something to tell the kids. Okay, so I wasn't wrong, but that's not the answer they're looking for. So there's only so much that you can do with, a problem. So let's see what happens since I got it wrong. They're giving me a second chance. Okay, so here's a second chance. I got a radius of 2. I got another point on the axis. This is going to be 0, 2. So we're going to try x squared plus the quantity y minus 2, because this is actually above. And the circles, and anytime you're talking about like input type things, it has a reverse logic. So we're going to say equals, and since last time I put 2 squared in, I'm going to see if they're going to give me credit for 2 squared over here. All right, so they liked that. They liked that in there, but they didn't like the fact that I used a double negative sign. Something to know. Okay, all right, so that, I mean, I'm sure it goes all day long like that. I just started looking at it. I heard good things about it. I looked into it. Just the depth and the contents there is worth being able to look at. All right, thank you for thinking about IXL. And then this is another area that if you have a kid that's advanced, or if you have a kid that needs additional review, it serves a gamut and it helps to differentiate instruction. This cannot be done by one person standing in front of a class, even with a whiteboard, with one computer, trying to service his high and his low end kids all at the same time. I would say that this is not like a request for differentiated instruction. If you give me the technology, I will demand differentiated instruction, because at this current rate, I don't think enough kids are getting far enough, and the ones that are needing additional help are having a hard time finding it, whether they just can't come after school and get help from other people. They're just not doing well with the teacher's note and presentation style. But if the kid finds out that the other teachers in the building, the teacher that's teaching the class in the building, think that these are good things to practice with, they may be convinced to actually use them inside and outside class. So that, my biggest push for inside the class is this is just an awesome learning tool that if you gave me the money to show my district, this is what you can do in a math department, maybe they would consider investing more. I think the first person that gets seen this presentation is honestly my principal, and I'll tell him that I did for a class, and I'm trying to convince everybody to start doing more in our, I guess, PLC group to involve technology. So I've suggested it, until he gets on board with suggesting it, like maybe a little bit harder than I can suggest it. I don't think that we really are capable of going forward. But that's why we're going to do the pilot program, and then I can do like documentation of like what's being done, and I could really have a good idea about this is what's going to take, time wise, money wise, whatever, and not just dive into it and like spend a lot of money that people won't use, that they'll just sit in a box or sit on the counter, or people will be frustrated because they're not developed properly to do it. So uh, I really would say that the first year, the pilot program is really to get ready for a successive year of technology rollouts and integrations. If it wasn't, then so be it. But I think that one teacher that is really motivated to use technology in a class, if they like could do a video diary or a blog or something like that, just to something that's quick that they can say each day how technology improved instruction, or just keeping that an idea about how technology can be used to help kids grow as far as possible. All right. Well, I mean, I hope that some of this is starting to sink into anybody with thinking about giving you some money. I promise you, I'll work very hard to spend every dollar as wisely as I can to improve not just instruction in my class, but instruction within my building. And then if it's good within my building, then maybe even within my district as a whole. Um, but we got to take the first steps first. I have to show that you can do it, and the time is well spent, and the actual the student learning goes up, and student engagement. Really, at this point, student engagement is a key issue. Okay, all right. Thank you for listening to my IXL video.